This is the Mark Milton Show with The Smash, with former Department of Justice Tax Division trial attorney Mark Milton and The Smash on 590 The Fan and 590thefan.com.
I should have been a cowboy. It's a dangerous thing. They ain't got a clue.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Mark Milton Show with The Smash. We mixed up our intro song today. The normal should have been a cowboy with Toby Keith. Mixed up a little Midwest swing, Nelly and the St. Lunatics. We have a very special guest in the studio, Ali Jones, co-founder of the St. Lunatics. Welcome to the program, Ali.
Thank you for having me, Mark. Appreciate it so much, guys.
We are just thrilled to have you. Smash, good to see you again.
Always a pleasure, my man, especially when you told me Ali was coming in, because a number of years ago, I was working at KLOU Radio, and they had the article in the Post-Dispatch about Nelly putting out this album, Country Grammar. I listened to the album. I thought it was cool. I bring Nelly in to a white station, and everybody's saying, you can't bring him in. He's a rapper. He's not our style on the air. And I said, well, and I tell you what, they lined up for his autograph in the hallway after the interview, man. So I'm honored to meet you because of what you have become. Not only for yourself, but for your community, and that is a success. So good for you, young man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So, Ali, from an entertainer's perspective, COVID shutdown, I mean, how is this impacting you guys? Obviously, no shows. What have you been up to?
Just the gym, focusing on the kids, just trying to keep my mind off, just quarantining. I'm done with that. I'm tired of that part. Just as usual, just kind of like, just being cautious with my money and not moving around too much, being still.
Being still.
Yeah. Gotta be still. Like, whatever, just be still. Like your mom used to say, it's hot. Well, just be still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your lovely wife, Ashley, is here with you today.
Yeah,
so you guys,
always.
a lot of quality time.
A lot of quality time. I mean, then it actually brought us closer together. I made a post on Instagram. I'm saying, this thing is going to really show a bunch of people who likes who.
No, that's exactly right.
Did you marry the right person or not?
Yeah.
Because you used to kind of like pass and get up in the morning. She goes to work. You don't, whatever. You go, you're stuck together now for 2 or 3 months. And people will find out, you know what? I don't really like you at all.
Yeah.
Right on.
But we actually got close. But we've been quarantining for 12 years. We've been together 24 hours a day, every day. Everybody makes fun of us. But now, look at us.
Yeah, well, your life's a quality quarantine.
It's a
with her.
quality quarantine.
Right on, partner.
So let's talk about, the future of the music industry. I mean, what are you guys hearing as far as when shows are going to start back up, if they're going to start back up, what that's going to look like?
I'm hearing, like Live Nation was telling us, 2021, 2022 type of thing, 2021 type of thing. I'm saying, if one thing opens, another can open. I just think it's not going to be that long.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think it's going to figure out a way to, because it's not just rappers not eating. It's not just rock not eating. It's everyone. It's not eating. So we're all going to come together, and everybody needs entertainment. Like, you need it. It's like a relief. It's our we need sports. The reason why we need these are our outlets to get frustration out. Is to go have a concert. That's a great time. It's relief for family, and it's needed. So the people are going to. That's the decision. They're going to give us a choice and say, do you want to come to this concert as a ticket buyer? And I said, yeah. They might have like a thing on the floor now, the new norm, this is your distance or whatever. But it's going to eventually come back. And even if they keep saying 2025, I'm always going to think positive.
Right. And to your point, I mean, I think it needs to be about personal choice.
Personal
if people
choice.
want to be entertained
Yes.
and they understand the risk of going into public or going to a live show, and I think it's probably unrealistic to expect people to not want to jam in close to the stage, or that's a normal concert experience with a Vegas club where you guys might perform.
I'm just thinking, watching videos, that I think this is going to up the video world as far as presentation of bands and everything is concerned, not only through concert videos, but also through individual song videos.
Yes, I think so too. Just streaming, pushing like that type of concert, like streaming, performing like just a room like this. They tape it and film it. It's not the same at all. yet it's still that's the part that
performance, man.
It's performance, and it gives people an outlet. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I am worried at somewhere in here in my heart, my chest, but I'll always look at things as the optimist.
Sure.
Well, I want to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
I've gotten to know you. We've talked politics before. Love to get. I'm a big Trump supporter. I haven't been shy about talking about that. I think you've described yourself as a Trump sympathizer.
Right.
But I want to get your take. This week
There's
was
a
lot
big
of
difference between sympathy and support.
Well, I think there's a difference. I think I'll let you explain it, but I want to get your take. Well, first, tell us what you mean by Trump sympathizer.
Is that I just don't go in a situation hating a person. I mean, I don't hate anything or anyone or anything. I just can't do it. I wasn't raised that way. Yet I just don't. I give everybody a chance. I'm gonna give you a chance to see, okay, what are you gonna do? And if you do well, I'll give you your props. If you don't do well, I'm gonna take them away from you. And I'm just not going to get caught up in that. So I'm not a support. Well, I won't say a supporter because I don't support everything he does.
Sure.
I wasn't a 100% supporter of Obama. I just, but as being black, I kind of was. but you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta give certain things. Like, nah, that wasn't right. This wasn't right. I gotta just be truthful about it. So that's what it is. It's like I'm going to support the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be fair about it. I'm going to come in with an open mind. I'm not going to come in. I'm not going to, like it says, I'm not going to prophesize or pray with my head covered. And they're talking about a hat. They're talking about with a closed mind. I'm just like, I'm going to come in and give me your point. And that's how I view Trump and any other politician.
How would you assess his job performance as president?
As far as economy wise, it actually has been high. And the numbers, I don't want to argue numbers with people and blah, blah, but I know this. My cousins and nephews don't call for money. Since Trump has been president, right. I'm not saying he's doing good in the economy. I'm not saying it's that. I know every time I walk up to a Subway, it's a help wanted. Every time I go to a Quick Trip, it's a help wanted. All of my buddies are working. My nieces and nephews and cousins haven't called in about 4 years for money.
Nice.
So I'm not saying he's the best or the greatest. I just know that.
Sure.
So I'm not basing it off anything. I don't have to look at the news. I don't have to get, watch Fox and see that. I don't have to watch CNN and be scared to death. I could just live my life and say, it's kind of different. I'm like, we had a lot of shows. I was on tour the whole time. I was working really great. The guys, my family members that always ask for money, which I love. I have no problem, but just sometimes. But they're not asking. They're working, so.
Sure. Well, I want to play this clip. Again, last week, this was a very controversial, some comments that Joe Biden, Vice President Biden, made, which I personally found to be incredibly offensive if I were an African-American person. But I'll just play it here and get your reaction.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man.
So that's the comments. If you have trouble deciding between me and Donald Trump, then you ain't black. What's your reaction to that?
First of all, who he's talking to, Charlemagne, I don't like him.
Okay. I don't know much about him.
Charlemagne's got a huge success to him, but he's quite attitudinal.
Right, yeah. And if you go back, I just had a big beef with him on social media. I don't like
Charlemagne?
him. Yeah.
Really?
I don't like him. He has his name is Charlemagne the God. I have no problem with that because that's a good word to call yourself, God, and moving that way and moving the actions. But you say weird things and do weird things, and I don't like that. Yeah, I have a big beef with him. So, but he goes hard at Biden. Biden, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible, but he's just trying too hard.
That's
a good
Biden's trying too hard. We can clearly see that. It's like you're trying too hard, bro. You're trying to be. It's like you're trying to walk like you're cool.
The sunglasses.
The sunglasses.
Mask
It's like
on.
You're trying too hard. That's all we see clean through that. You got to always understand is that Biden. To us, you were a +1 at a great party. When Obama came in, we're like, oh, okay, who are you? Joe, okay, cool. Biden rolling with him.
Yeah.
Now we've never heard him talk, really. We always thought he was Joe. He was like, to us, he was kind of like the John Wayne figure. You know,
That's
like,
a good point. We never really heard him talk all that much during the Obama administration.
Well, I think they kept him. His appearance is fairly limited because every time he would go out and talk, he would.
He was just in the
screw something
back.
up.
For us, he was just in the back clapping for Obama. It was a white guy clapping for Obama, had his back, and it was just like, okay, we liked him, and so we never heard him talk. Now that we're hearing him talk, it's like, okay, Joe, no, today's Tuesday, right? And then you're saying like, what's today? It's like Tuesday. Okay, cool. So now today's Wednesday. No, Joe, we just said Tuesday. It's like, Joe, are you all right? Is everything clicking right now? So I just think he's trying too hard.
Do you think that what he did with Charlemagne the God there, what he said, puts him in a perplexion, that being that now he said he's going to bring a woman on with him. Does it have to be a black woman?
It would help. Right now, it would help.
That's a good
For
answer.
me,
It would-
doesn't.
yeah, I see what you're
it
saying.
doesn't have to be because, like I was saying, I got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have just a woman. Period.
Yeah.
So it would help, but at this point, it kind of feels like just really getting a chance to know him. See, because I honestly didn't know him that good, and now to get a chance to know him, it's like, yo, you need a bunch of little schemes and tricks to win this race because you alone, no.
I can only imagine what it would be if these guys were out on the campaign trail and just battering on each other. That'd be quite a show, my man.
A fist fight.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you would have liked to have seen as the Democratic nominee, or somebody that you would have maybe? And I'm not saying you're going to vote for Trump, but someone you think would have been a better choice to go against Trump?
The mayor up in New York.
The governor,
Cuomo, him, and he's funny. Him and his brother. I think his whole brother did that. That might have been a hoax.
You think that was a hoax?
His brother,
big hoax, man.
Like then you gave it to your wife and kids.
Hallucinations. I'm not buying it. Oh, but he can suddenly
all of a sudden,
and do his
he
1 hour
was like
show.
doing his down in the basement doing his show.
Yeah, right.
His kids are coming down the steps. Like his wife was, but him,
What do you think of Newsom out in California, man?
who was
The
that?
governor.
Governor Newsom? Because he's really
his
handled.
wife's dating Don Jr. now. It's kind of
Oh
interesting.
yeah, so now I'm not that familiar with them. Once it was what's her name? The black woman,
Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
out of California?
Yeah,
it's
and
Kamala
then,
Harris.
Yeah, then found out she just throws everybody in jail. And I'm like, wait a minute, not you either.
Prosecutor, is she?
Yeah, she's just and then so I thought that Bernie Sanders, he's just a little older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just
Are you surprised Michelle Obama didn't run?
I'm gonna give her next
I'm gonna
time.
give her next time. I think
Yeah.
she was out of the way for Joe and just stand clear and things of that nature.
It's a setup, man, because they moved Joe out of the way to bring Hillary in. Hillary blew.
Yep.
So now they're bringing Joe back to give him that chance. If he wins, beautiful. If he doesn't, Michelle's standing in the wings. They're getting her ready.
Getting her ready. So I think that, but I don't want to say that. It's terrible. The younger Asian guy.
Yang?
Yang,
he wasn't
the entrepreneur.
He wasn't bad. He was kind of like he wasn't bad. It just was a terrible draft pool this election
That's
for
a good way to
Democrats.
call it, a draft pool.
It was terrible. The draft pool was like, what? Like,
Yeah, I
nah.
agree. And I look back at, like, in 2016, I remember, nobody really took Donald Trump seriously in the beginning. And you had, like, 18 Republican candidates who were,
That's
like,
right.
legit,
Yeah.
governors,
Governors,
former
billionaires.
Yeah, I mean, like, you had a legit field that he just trounced all of them.
Yep.
And in this field, it was sort of like Biden just was sort of like the last man standing. Nobody was really excited about anybody.
Yeah.
I think Elizabeth Warren, had a lot of, she did well in the debates, but ultimately, I mean, after Joe Biden won South Carolina, it seemed like it was kind of over, and nobody wanted none of the establishment Democrats really wanted to see Bernie Sanders get the nomination.
Like Mark Milton was saying here, when he won South Carolina, and I can remember the name of the representative from the South Carolina.
Jim Clyburn.
Clyburn.
He endorsed him.
Gave him a big endorsement. He said, Joe knows us and we know Joe. And now how do you think that endorsement stands, not only with Clyburn, but with the black community, especially down there?
And I'll just add, Clyburn came out this week and said he cringed when he heard those comments.
Yeah,
So,
right.
What are your thoughts?
I think I I got to say this right.
Go ahead.
But my people, a lot of us don't even pay attention. We're just Democrats by generational pass down.
Right.
Some of us, not all of us, don't do that to me. They'll get all upset.
Well, you said your dad was pretty involved into politics back in the day.
But he's just a neutral. He was just always which side he liked. He would go,
right.
Whatever. So, with your comments, answer your question, is that some don't even know. Some are just so frustrated with Trump to where whatever it is that Biden said or whatever, they'll just kind of brush it over.
Yeah.
And some are kind of shaken.
Sure.
It's legitimately, it's a three-way thing like that. It's like,
Does it affect the vote in a negative way for Biden? The black vote?
Yes, it does. And it helps Trump because a Democrat that doesn't vote is a vote for a Republican.
Right.
And a Republican that doesn't vote doesn't exist.
Well, I do think people underestimate.
you on that one, man.
People underestimate the grassroots support and the Trumps. The people Trump has in his corner that are going to come out, hell or high water to vote for him.
Yeah.
And I think when Biden goes out and does things like this, he definitely diminishes potential support from.
Yeah, because the black community just won't come out.
Right.
If they'll come out and vote, or they just won't vote. They won't vote for Trump. If Trump keeps giving a bunch of stimulus checks, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the hood is gonna be like, you know what? He ain't that bad. I ain't never said. I just didn't like what he said about the Mexicans. That's all I was saying.
Just give me my stimulus check.
Yeah, I'm just part of joking, but it's serious. But they won't come out and vote. That's what they won't do. They just won't vote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just won't vote. It won't be a vote for Trump, but that is a vote for Trump if you don't vote. So. And then with some possibility, if the virus comes back up and you have to stay in the house and you're not going to go through, I'm not going to mail it in. I ain't going to do all that.
Yeah.
It's it's too much. I'm already off 2 hours. I'm about to get fired from work. I'm trying to stand in this long line. But you want me to what? Do this and fill out the address and do this? Oh, no, I ain't doing all that.
Yeah. Let me ask both of you guys, how do you think the election's going to happen if we have to do it virally? Or can we do it virally? You think people are going to go to the polls?
I think that, you've already seen Trump come out and say he's totally opposed to mail-in voting. And I personally, I do think the integrity of the process needs to be, you got to get out and you got to go to the poll and cast your ballot. I think there's way too much potential for fraud if you're going to let people just have ballots hanging out there that get mailed in. You don't really know sort of, where they're coming from and if people are actually filling them out themselves. So I think, to me, unless there is just a total outbreak and people can't leave, I don't see any reason why. If you can go stand in line at Home Depot and stand 6 feet apart, you can stand 6 feet apart in a voting line
That's
and
a good
cast
point.
your ballot.
That's right.
Especially something as important as voting. I just think we have to maintain the integrity of the process. So, Ali, we really enjoyed having you here today.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome back anytime. Can't wait to see you back on the road and entertaining people, which I know.
Can I ask one
Sure,
last question?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at Mark Milton right there.
Yes.
He's the leader of the show here. It's the Mark Milton Show. Imagine him, because I remember you guys' song Grills.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine him with a grill. What would you think his grill would look like? Like gold on the bottom, diamonds on the top? How would he work?
I think he would be more of just a bottom, just a bottom grill guy, and just a white diamond platinum look, not the gold.
Yeah.
I guess he has that look kind of like business up top, party on the bottom.
Yeah.
Maybe
Kinda like a mouth mullet.
A couple fangs.
A mouth mullet? Is that what you said?
That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you guys having me, man.
All right, we'll be right back after this.